And Tammy's dieting now. That means I'm dieting. That's the rules. Because you honor your wife. If she wants to diet, I'm dieting. She's on keto now. We've tried paleo. We've tried Atkins. Now we're on keto. She wants to get into ketosis. That's fine with me. I got cookies in my office in the basement. I was handing out cookies to my grandchildren one day. One of you will betray me. Yeah. My grandson, is it me, Papa? Is it me? It is you, you little punk. Those crumbs off your lips. So I'm unpacking the groceries after the big keto buy. Tammy went out and bought a bunch of groceries for keto, and I'm unpacking them, and I come across rice cakes. Never had a rice cake in our home, don't know what a rice cake is, never eaten one. All I see is the word cake. And I call her out on it. I go, baby, I thought cake was a no-no with the keto. And she says, no, that's for our cheat day. Apparently on keto, you get to cheat one day a week. Cool as that? So a few days went by and I'm ready for my cheat day. And I remember, sir, we have cake. I ran to the pantry. I pull one out. I pull a cake out, rice cake out of the package. I'm feeling it. Yeah, it kind of feels like a brake pad, you know. But it's cake. How bad can it be? Oh. I took a bite and never made it to my throat. I said, baby, these are stale. She says, no, that's the way they are. I go, then this isn't cake, it's caulk. It's not food, it's insulation. Who are these people kidding? I threw the rest of them to our 3 dogs. I go, you eat these things. And our dog scarfed them right up. Hour later, went in my front yard and passed a thermos. Got a yard full of Yetis out there. I'm telling you, I can't keep up with the food anymore anyway. GMO, non-GMO. You know, we had food, didn't we, sir? We had food. That's when we were growing up, food. And you ate it because kids were starving in China. That's all you knew. Eat that. There's a kid in China starving. Oh, he's not getting my food. Now it's GMO, non-GMO, organic, non-organic, gluten, gluten-free, kale. I never saw kale in my life until Tammy went on keto. Now it's ubiquitous. It's all over my house. You can't put enough ranch dressing on kale to make it taste good. Oh, and then one night she makes kale chips. You know what kale chips are, sir? It's kale leaves on a cookie sheet burned in the oven at 400 degrees. She pulls out this smoldering heap of weeds. She throws them on my plate. I go, what are these? She said, kale chips. I go, it's a brush fire. What are you talking about? This isn't food. I tried to give them to my dog. My dog goes, no way, man. My dog eats the cat litter. What does that tell you? It's awful. Yeah, boy. And then my son married a hippie girl. He married a hippie, a Minnesota granola cruncher, and we love her to death. We really do, but we have butted heads more than once about diet. First of all, she makes a list of things we're not allowed to feed our grandchildren. Are you kidding me? They're my grandchildren. I'm going to give them whatever they want. If they want a silo full of sugar, I'm going to pour them in it. Just throw them in it. Go ahead. There's a door on the bottom. Eat your way all the way out there. Are you kidding me? My son, my youngest boy, when he was born, we didn't give him sugar. We didn't. He was 2-3 years old, never had anything but plain Cheerios every day for breakfast. Plain. We didn't even put bananas in it. We just eat plain Cheerios, and he ate them up, loved them. The first time I visited my mother, I went out to the golf course with my dad. I come back. My 3-year-old son, who never had sugar in his life, is up to his neck in a Jethro Bodine bowl full of Cocoa Puffs. He said, he looked at me like I betrayed him. You lied to me. And that was it. He never ate a Cheerio again. So I got grandkids, and I'm doing the same thing to mine. Just eat this. This is... My daughter-in-law says, no way. Then she gives us a list of things we can feed our granddaughters. You know what's on the list? Non-GMO organic fruit roll-ups. Have you seen a fruit? You could patch a flat bicycle tire with a fruit roll. I can't imagine what this thing is doing to her 4-year-old colon as it's zipping through there. Then my daughter-in-law says, well, they're made with real fruit. I said, well, so is real fruit made with real fruit. That's not on the list. She says, because you and your wife buy the wrong kind of fruit. I said, well, we buy the fruit that hangs on trees. What other kind of fruit is there? She goes, non-GMO organic. I said, I'm not spending $12 for a banana. She can eat what we eat. She said, no, she can't, because it has pesticides. My daughter-in-law is afraid of pesticides. Are you kidding? In America I grew up in, I'm telling you, my mother used to give me a puddle of mercury to play with on the kitchen table. Here, Jeff, play with this puddle of toxic waste with this lead paint chip I got for you. Play around in that for a while, then she'd come by, scrape it into my tuna, and I'd eat it for lunch. And now I can't get peanuts on an airplane anymore because little Joey 6 rows back might get some peanut dust on his elbow and drop dead. Will someone tell me where all these peanut allergies came from? You're about my age. You even remember one kid with a peanut allergy? Not one. Now they're ubiquitous. I'm telling you, terrorists do not need to blow up any buildings. They need to take over a Planters factory in crop dust Atlanta. That's it. They'd wipe out 1/3 of the millennial population. They would. And if you have a peanut allergy, don't send me an email. You don't know what it's like. I think it's disgusting. Drop dead all in you. My father used to give my brother and I food my sisters didn't have to eat. He called it man food. It was sardines in a can. And he said, I said, I'm not eating this. He said, it'll put hair on your chest. I'm 8 years old. That a good thing? He said, every man wants hair in his chest, boy. Really? Yeah, who knew in the 21st century all the men would be waxing all the hair off their chest? I want to meet the first man that ripped the hair out of his chest. I really do, because I'm going to punch him right in the face. In a Christian loving way, of course. Tammy says to me about a year ago, she goes, I want you to look into the waxing thing. That's what she said, sir. I want you to look into the waxing thing. I honored my wife. I looked into the waxing thing. Came back and told her, get used to the pelt. It's not going anywhere. Are you kidding me? Have we lost our minds as a culture? We spend billions of dollars to have somebody rip the hair out of our body by the root. That hurts. But we won't let our federal government drip water on the faces of terrorists. I think the CIA needs to open up some spas around the world. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. You know, Ahmed, before we send you back to the battlefield as part of the new Western Civilization catch and release program, you're in luck. The U.S. government's going to clean you up today, my man. Those 72 maidens you're dying to lay with in the next life, they don't want to lay next to a throw rug. So get in the van, my hirsute little friend. We're going to the mall. It's just a thought. So full disclosure, I got waxed. I know. Tammy kept pushing it, and she finally said the magic words. She said, I think it would be sexy on you. Look, my wife and I have been married 33 years. Sexy is not a word often used in our home. Our idea of sexting is we send pictures of desserts to each other on our cell phones. I'll get it back from her. Is that a 6-layered carrot cake? So I don't care what it is. If my wife said to me, you know, a face tattoo would be sexy, I'm getting it done. That's all I'm saying. There are 3 billion women that inhabit planet Earth. I only care if one of those women thinks I'm sexy. That's it. Her. And I was thinking about it. This has got to go back to the Garden of Eden. It really does. It says in the Bible, Adam and Eve sinned for the first time, and it was the first time they felt shame of their nakedness, and they felt if they could clothe themselves, they could hide their shame from God. It was the first time mankind clothed themselves. So Adam got dressed right away. First leaf on the ground, boom, I'm ready, let's go. Eve probably shopped that garden 3-4 days, never found anything. Just walking around. I don't know what he expects us to wear. There's nothing to wear around here. Adam's going, try the fig. Nobody wears a fig after September, you idiot. Try the fern. The fern makes me look fat. Don't you have an animal to name? Get out of here. It's amazing how quick Tammy's vision would come back once she was dressed, because she'd leave the closet, look at me and go, ooh, you're not wearing those clothes out, are you? No, these are my practice clothes. They went out of style while I was waiting for you to get dressed.